So let's begin our story. So remember that a mathematical model is simply a story, and we still have to test that story against the data and the real world to see if there are other models or other explanations that do better. Let's begin with something we've heard often, right? Men are better at hunting and gathering. Though how many people feed their family by actually hunting and gathering these days, right? Men are better at going out into the world, hunting, gathering, doing whatever biologically. Absolute advantage. Totally better than women at that. Women, we're nurturant, we're kind, we like children, we're better at cleaning the toilet bowl, we like to do the dishes, we're better at housework. We care for children, we care for the family, we care for the house. Absolute advantage. Men better at one thing, women better at one thing. Makes sense, doesn't it? Each one of you does what you're better at. You do what you're better at. And you trade. So absolute advantage suggests men are better at doing stuff outside the home. And we'll have to go through this. We'd have to look at what do we mean. Do we mean wage earning? Do we mean hunting gathering? Do we mean that hunting gathering is how families earn food? What do we mean? Better at one item. And women are better at one item. And again, what do we mean? Do we mean women are better at childcare? That women are better at love? Or do we mean women are better at cleaning toilet bowls, at doing laundry, cooking? If women are better at cooking, why are all the main chefs in the restaurant industry men, not women, right? So there are some data-based questions about what do we mean here. Exactly how much of this one is some way in which people actually feed their families, hunting, gathering. If this one is true, if it is true, how does it explain things like why all the paid chefs who are 3-star are men? I don't know, right? If men are really bad at taking care of household labor or caring for themselves, how is it that men in the military turn out to actually be perfectly fine at polishing their shoes and showing up with a perfectly creased military uniform that they iron themselves? So there are a lot of data-based questions here about whether this actually conforms to any data we see. But okay, this is one folk assumption we've seen. Men are better at one item, women are better at one item, and therefore men should specialize in what they're best at, earning a living, caring for the family, and women should specialize in what they're best at, taking care of kids, cleaning the household. This is absolute advantage. Now, obviously, from what I've said so far, there are data holes in this. We have lots of evidence that this absolute advantage story is lots of data holes in it. But here is the key. The story many people focus on, the theory many people focus on, isn't absolute advantage. It's comparative advantage. It doesn't depend on claiming men are better at hunting and gathering, women are better at doing laundry. It's a different type of theory. So it's important to understand the theory at stake before you decide if it's right or wrong, and before you decide whether it should be critiqued or accepted. So that is our next step.